Okay. A lot of you have been watching the Team G503 videos, and I've been pulling some stunts lately and kind of doing some corny intros. And well, I got a call from home office today, and well, they're calling in my marker. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm not in any trouble. At least I don't think so. I haven't heard from the boss in a couple days, so I'm kind of my own free will to do what I want and say what I want. Anyways, in this video, markers. We're going to be installing the marker blackout lights on the grill, the wiring on the inside there. We've already installed the markers themselves, the marker lights themselves on the grill at one point in the series. Now we're going to wire them up. Let's dive right in. I originally installed the blackout marker lights when I did the grill way back in the video, and I left the wires loose here. I'm just going to show you again real quick now. The lead that is very long, that is the one that's on the passenger side. I just kind of coiled it up down in there and stuffed it in there. So now I'm going to have to unwind and straighten this out before I can install it. The difficult part of this job is going to be pulling these leads through the bottom side of the grill and then installing the clips. And ultimately what we're going to want to do is we're going to wind up on the opposite side there, the driver's side, where we've got the marker light with the shorter lead, and that inevitably connects to that yellow lead right there with that bullet connector there with the two blue tracers that was installed in a previous video as well. I've got this connector here. It's a 2-to-1-way connector there, plastic with the inserts there, and that's going to connect onto the end of that bullet connector there from our lead, and it simply just pushes in and snaps in place, and we're going to be attaching our other two leads to the outside of that particular fitting. Okay, here comes the fun part. Now, we've got to get this lead all the way back over to the other side, and we're going to do so by going underneath the grill. I'm going to install this asphalt-coated loom onto the wire. Now, when you buy the reproduction marker lamps from Joe's Motor Pool, whether they be the CB or the Ford, they do not come with the asphalt. However, that asphalt is available one of two ways. It comes in the Master Rebuild Kit if you order the complete wiring harness. Also, you can purchase it by the foot at Ron Fitzpatrick G Parts. And I'm just going to sleeve this on here. This loom is going to protect that wire, as this is going to be installed with a bunch of clips, as you'll see here just in a second. As you get closer and closer to the end, the loom gets a little bit more difficult to install as there's more wire just causing resistance as you're installing it. Just be patient and do it a little bit at a time, and you have to straighten that out just a little bit. It's okay. You want to get that slid up all the way up to the top there where the wire enters the backside there of your headlight bucket. This is going to be a whole lot easier to do on the short side. Again, just inch by inch here. You can see I'm struggling a little bit with this as I get closer to the end. There we go. I've just about got it there. Once you get that bullet connector out, then you can pull it the rest of the way. Next, we'll install the asphalt loom onto the shorter wire. And I always do the tougher one first because that's just the way I like to do things. Get the tough part out of the way. This is a snap and a piece of cake. This will just slide right on here as you don't have as much resistance because the wire is a whole bunch substantially shorter. Let's go back to the passenger side here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to feed that long lead down right beside the radiator there, and it's going to come right out the bottom there. I'll bring you around the front side of the Jeep here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. You see it's dropped down there behind that bracket for your battery. We're going to eventually come up the other side here. How we're going to do that is we're going to take our lead and we're going to string it under the front lip of the grill so it fits right in beside where that bend there is on the bottom. We're going to slip this end up the opposite side of the radiator, and that's going to come up to the fender there where we can meet the connector, the three-way connector, and connect it. Tuck the wire underneath that lip there because that's where the clips are going to go that we're going to install to keep it in place. It's okay if it hangs down a little bit. You want to leave yourself a little bit of slack so you can work this as you install the clips. Okay, let's go on the back side here of the fender of the driver's side where our clip was installed there on that lead from the harness. And what we're going to do now is we're going to install both the leads that we've got, both the short one and the long one. And how you're going to do that is very simply just push them in and they will clip into the connectors on the inside of that 1 to 2-way. You've got to hold the bullet side pretty straight there to get it inside the connector. Just make sure you've got your thumb and your finger tight on it and then push squarely into the connector and it should snap. Once those are snapped, it's a good snug fit. We'll just double check again to make sure everything's tight before we fasten this to the wall, which we'll be doing lastly in the video. Throughout the Team G503 electrical part of our video series, I've been using the master clip set from Ron Fitzpatrick G Parts. It's got all the clips necessary to install your wiring harness. It comes with this handy diagram that shows you exactly where they go as well. You'll see here that we've got all number 6 clips, and that's designated on the back of the package. And there's a special butterfly one right there that I'll show you in a second here in the video. The hole that's attached to is right there where my finger is. It's on the inside, and I'll show you the outside here of the fender so you can know the location and orientation of the hole. And that's where we're going to join the two clips together, and I call it the butterfly way to install and connect two wires together. Now I'm underneath the Jeep, and I'm showing you the holes that are drilled on the underneath side of the grill. This is kind of an odd little view that I've got here. I'm laying on my back here showing you this, but we've got that wire tucked back in there with the asphalt loom, and each one of those is going to get a clip as well. Those are a little bit difficult to install because you've got to get your fingers on the inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of measure just a little ways back, give ourselves just a teeny bit of slack. You don't want to pull this really tight. And then the round part of the clip goes towards the front side of the grill, and you can just squeeze those together with your fingers or a pair of pliers. Work your way systematically back towards the passenger's fender and install those, just giving yourself a little bit of slack, maybe like a 1/4 inch on the loom there. After you get all of them installed and pinched together, you can install, I'm using 10 32nd by 1/2 inch screws and a lock washer and a nut on the back side there. Like I say, it's really kind of hard to video this and get the camera up in there, but the screw head goes underneath facing towards you on the grill, and the lock washer and nut goes on top of the clip, and then tighten those down securely. Let's take a last look here on the driver's side fender. If you notice and look down right below where the harness is, there is looks to be a factory hole right there in the fender. Now, I've seen in diagrams where that is not there, and I've also seen where it is, and we've got everything wired up, so I went ahead and I put another number 6 clip right there on that wire to hold that one piece in place just before where that 2 to 1-way connector goes. So the question that can be answered in the comments by you guys is, does your Jeep have that clip right there? Also, I'll use this as an opportunity to show you that 2 clips combined to create what I call a butterfly clip there. You can see how I've kind of got those situated with the wires, and I'll show you here on the outside of the Jeep where that screw went through that fender. It's the same spot where I first started in the video. Okay, now let's go inside the cab here, and I'm going to turn the lights on, and we're going to make sure that everything works. Okay, seems to be that the driver's side is glowing properly, so we know we've got good grounds and wiring there, and the passenger side is as well. I'm going to rack this one up to a success. Stay tuned for more electric videos from Team G503. Now, they are not to be confused with turn signals. A lot of people come into the garage, don't know about the G503 Jeeps. They start looking, oh, check out how neat those turn signals are. We got a video coming soon about turn signals and lights and how they function on the Jeeps. I think you'll like that one, so stay tuned. And if you'd like to, you can subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down there. You can also click that bell so you will get notifications when we release the new videos. Until next time, my friends, really guys, I'm not in trouble. Don't message me. I'm not in trouble. I appreciate you thinking of me. Keep it safe and happy Jeeping.